All right, welcome back, everybody, to Let's Paint TV. I'm your host, Mr. Let's Paint. Having a great time already as we get started, as we try to power through another hour of exciting eternal bliss. Sit right back. We're going to get going here in just a second. Let me figure out some more of these camera angles here. Okay, get that one's working. Let's get this one working here. Feel free to call us, 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516. You got questions about painting, you got questions about creativity, exercise, you name it, we might be able to help you out. But if not, we can at least steer you in the right direction, or not. Maybe we can't do that. Maybe we're not allowed to. Maybe. Okay, can I get this thing to work? Here we go. I want to go to TV screen, get this off there. Boom. Okay, so that is where we're at. Thanks again for being here. Let me get this going on here. All right. We're going to do another painting here today. Let me get some more coffee. Guys, let me get some coffee here and a little water. Thanks again for being here. 818-528-4516. We're going to get some coffee, and we're going to do the amazing Spiderman painting of that. So that's going to be really exciting. I even have my paints already. Let me get some coffee, as mentioned, and a little water. Be right back. Cue the music. Let me get the water. Where's my water cup? Shoot. Here it is. Just a sec. Okay. Okay is enough. Enough said and done. Let me go ahead and let's let everyone know we're here, alive and well. Nancy, go over here. Okay. All right. We are getting going here. Thanks again for being here. It's Let's Paint TV. World-renowned, award-winning programming brought to you every day by creativity. Creativity. Let the creativity shine down on thee. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Shine. Shine, shine, shine. Sometimes we can't wait for it to happen. We can't let the sun shine through. The shunning. Otherwise, the shunning, the detrimental, overwhelming elements that may cause friction in your inner sanctum will prevail. We can't let that happen. We need to keep going forward as we do here each and every day, Monday through Friday, 11 to 12 noon Pacific Standard Time here at Let's Paint TV. Regardless of how pathetic we may be, we still keep coming back. We keep coming back, Jack. Okay, so we're going to work on another it's comic book week here, and we're working on our baseball card collection, but we moved on to comic books. They're far more entertaining in terms of visual content, in terms of lots of weird stuff going on in the because comic books are by their very nature chock full of lovely renditions of stuff going on. Look at all that color. Look at all that color. They're very, very neat. Whereas baseball cards are a little limiting in their scope. I don't know, is that going to focus or not? You're not going to focus? All right. So anyway, so they're a little more. I'd say they're a little more funner to paint, which makes my job a lot easier when it's easier when I'm inspired to do something as opposed to not being inspired, which that does happen, not to be inspired. I am inspired, but there's always a setback. We always got a setback. Let me just finish drinking this cup of coffee. 818-528-4516, 818-528-4516. We'll get our gloves on. And get going here. Let's get going with this process of elimination. You got the number. Feel free to call. We can take your calls. All right. Okay, got these gloves on. Getting them on. And we're gonna get started painting here. Why not? Why not get some paint down? Yeah, I got my gloves. Let's get my brushes out. Get a few of them. And fortunately, we have a good amount of paint already on the palette. So I think we can get by without adding more paint. It's about dead. That happens. How are my brushes doing? They're doing okay. They're doing okay, aren't you? That one's dead. I'm not going to use your brush anymore. That guy's dead. Dead on arrival. DOA, some of these brushes. The rest seem to be all right. So that's good news. We've still got some good brushes to work with. Taking your calls. If you want to comment, suggest right there in the comment board that you can do that too. All right, let's go started here. And away we go. A lot of times you just want to get some paint right on the canvas and get it going. And even if it's wrong, even if things don't seem to be right, it's good to start out wrong in the painting process. I recommend that if you can handle it. Sometimes we can't handle it. We can't handle being wrong. We have to be perfect, don't we? Have to always be perfect. But when it comes to painting, It helps to aimlessly go where no man has gone before. It helps in some form or fashion. It may seem as if it's a hindrance, as if it's not really the right thing to do, and yet it can be just the opposite, the polar opposites that we find ourselves in by just jumping in and discovering and screwing things up, which is in some ways we are open to. We're not intending to per se, but we're open to that possibility. So I'm just and again I throw this out there all the time, but ultimately I am just putting color where I see the color, and I see a lot of yellow for the most part everywhere. So I'm going to put yellow everywhere I see it. All right, there's some more yellow down there. Now I've got to get some more fresh white, it looks like, and I got some white here. Let's just pull some of that out if we can. I don't know what kind of white this is. It's probably not, it's not the white I'm used to, so that's all right. It's all right. Let's pull out some white on this kind of white, whatever white that is. Now I could have used the white from the paper itself, but I didn't. Now this white didn't do a damn thing, did it? It didn't even. All it did was collect some clumps, and it didn't do a darn thing, frankly. I don't know about this white. I got a feeling it's not the white I like to use. I can't tell. A lot of times you can't tell what kind of paint you got because your paint can, your tube of paint is chock full of paint. So you just don't know what's going on. Another thing I'm missing is a palette. I need a palette knife, but this will do. This is sort of, it's not the palette knife that I use, but this is actually pretty good. Let's pop down some real white. This is some real titanium white. What's going on, Prospect? All right. Now let's see what the white. See, now the white's talking. That's talking to me, that white. That other white was bowl turkey. All right, so now we've got some serious white action, and I'm observant of what is there in what I'm looking at, and that is the background has mostly yellow with some white from the center, and then it kind of radiates from the center, but the top part is full on yellow and the bottom is full on yellow. I need some more yellow. So let's find some yellow in our bag of paint here. Always something holding us back, and a lot of times it is just simply your paint delivery systems. In my case, it is just pulling out the damn paint out of the damn bag of paints that I have. That sometimes is enough to make me not want to paint. It can stop you. It can stop you cold because it's just such a pain in the ass. All right, let's go back, hit it again with the yellow, some fresh yellow. Now I'm going to try another brush here and try to clean the brush. See, now the yellow, like white light, white heat. Now the yellow is such a light color. If your brush is slightly dirtied, then you're going to have some issues where if you want to keep it a very yellowy look. So try to clean your brush as best you can, and maybe you might need to wipe away the area that you're going to reapply the color, the yellow in our case. So let's do that. We did that, and now that's going to help. It's still going to be a little dirty. It's still going to be mixing with whatever color, and that's still fine. I'm good with that. Okay, so that's already looking a lot better. And there's a little lines. Let's go to a smaller brush for that, for the yellow. Not necessarily what I want it to do. It's not doing what I want it to do, you know. But it's all right. We'll battle with it. Battle Royale. Battle Star Galactica. Just deal with it and keep going. Let's see. Let's get the little bit of white on the side here. Now now this one isn't as complicated as the other two. I think the other two that we did had a lot more going on, or whereas this one seems to have a few more noticeable shapes to attend to, namely that weird crazy ass monster in the middle that we can do next, or otherwise I can go ahead and we'll just do whatever we feel like it. A lot of times it depends on what you got on your brush, and in my case I had that white, so I'm gonna go white, but then now I'm gonna go blue with the white. Maybe I'll use some of that phthalo blue so it can sing differently than that French ultramarine blue. So pull that in, pull it across. There. And it looks like it goes all the way across. Put it all the way across now. Here we go. Boom. Okay, we're painting the Amazing Spider-Man. $138, November, 25 cents. I don't know any other way to explain it. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. These are probably from the 80s, I think, these books. I am not in any way terribly knowledgeable about comic books. I do know that I did try to see the value of these on eBay, and there was no value at all. So the real value for us is to use them as painting references, or as I like to say, these are still lifes, even though maybe they're not technically, which is fine. I'm all right. I'm fine with using a terminology that is incorrect. I think we should do more of that, frankly. Use terminologies for the wrong purpose, just to screw things up, just to put a clog in your arteries, just to get that heart attack. Okay, and then there's this thing here. It's a blue thing here. So you see, I just went all blue. Wherever I saw the blue, I'm going with the blue. Simple as that. It can be. It can be simply respond, as I say, respond, react. Back and forth, back and forth. We go. Okay, maybe that needs to be a little more blue. That's right, I am the mayor of Creativity Town. Okay, so that's the blue there. Let's go a little whiter on that blue. It's a little too... and that's where you got to cut your blue with white. I find more times than not you need to do that. Unless you're going really dark, 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 which I do too. Then in that case you want to hit it with some darker colors like maybe a phthalo green. In my case, I do that a lot, and alizarin crimson, which I use predominantly those colors. I'm well aware that I probably should mix it up and try other color combinations, and you can and you should. Though I am somewhat lazy, and so I don't necessarily, but they talk about the warm and the cool of colors, and there is some benefit in understanding that and use of that, but again, it can get detrimental at times. It can be overwhelming, and frankly, you just need to just go paint. It needs to be a lot of times a simpler route that you take as opposed to a complex route. You don't have to know how it all works, is what I'm trying to say. Just respond, react. Respond, react. Also, don't worry about the color being the right color when you put it down for what you're trying to do here. We're trying to get this going, and it's more important than to try to get a feel of what's going on. And we can fix the color. We can fine tune as we progress. Okay, let's put that crazy monster guy here. You want me to do a painting for the poster for your film? It's entirely possible. Just contact me at Mr. Let's Paint, mrletspaint@gmail.com. I'd be happy to talk to you about that. 818-528-4516. If you want to call right now, talk to me about it, that's fine too. We are in the middle of a barn burner of excitement. It's painting as you've never seen it before, right here on Let's Paint TV. Okay, let's get back to the painting. Taking your calls, 818-528-4516. 818-528-4516. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, that's a hairdo. That guy's got that's some crazy. Is that a hairdo? That's a bald-headed dude that's full on bald, but then he's got a hairdo like a wig. It's like a wig in the back. That's what it is. It's a fucked up wig. A messed up wig. Forgive me. Forgive me, man. Let's get some light on there. All right, we'll come back with the light. Let's do the face. Kind of a reddish, bald head. And we'll put some highlights, but let's just go dark with it first. Scary looking creature, for sure. I would not want to see this person. You know, people who do they do tattoos and they do stuff like that, and they tattoo their face, and they, body modification people. And, and I think their intent is to shock people. I think the way to shock people is to go full on and look like a nutcase like that, where maybe you make your head, the dome of your head extra big, like put butt, you know how people get their butts all big? I think the new thing is going to be getting your forehead all big, all fat, and you're going to put like fat shit up around your head. That's we're going to see that. I think that's going to be happening soon. I know, maybe it's already happening. Let's work on that. Let's try to put some light in there. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Do. Back and forth. And again, we're going to hit the whites, the lights, the yellows. Let's go back to the yellows. Go bigger brush. Okay, so sometimes you got to catch yourself on that little teeny brush everywhere. It's not going to help you out. We need to get back to a larger brush. So it's not super large, it's just it's a size up. Just a size up bigger. Okay, boom, boom, boom. And there's another head there. Okay, and let's go back to that head again. See if we can get that going on there. And it's not necessarily working right. I mean, we could spend all day, we're battling, the paint's not mixing correctly, all that kind of nonsense. So we could spend all day, like I said, with that aspect of trying to get it to work. But I recommend, let's get some fresh red. I recommend that you work the area. You go all over the area with it, as opposed to trying to resolve it all once and for all. That not necessarily what you need to do. Okay, I got some fresh red paint. Let's go ahead and do some of the black line work here. And I got my littlest brush I have available, which isn't really that little, comparatively speaking. And let's just hit all the little dark areas here. There's a guy, a gentleman, with it looks like a big stick with an afro. He's got an afro. He looks mean. All right, so he's right there. Give him some red, yellow ochre. There you go. And there's a whole hodgepodge of stuff down here that's dark and this and that. We can just sort of give a hint of it all. We can also fix it as we go further in it, but maybe not necessarily address every nook and cranny. It's not important. We are getting the gist of what's going on. Get the gist, as opposed to the whole enchilada. We don't need the whole enchilada, David Dreyer. Always. We just need the gist. This guy has buck teeth. He's got kind of a rabbit face too. We'll come back in with the eyeballs, get the eyeballs in there. It's just I'm just kind of going to go dark everywhere we can see it. Put the dark where we see it. It's basically a lot of dark lines. There is the web, Spider-Man's web. Get that in there. And there's a lot of black lines over here. Let's see if we can get some of that also. Just put black lines everywhere, frankly. Even put them where you don't even see them. Maybe. Maybe not. 818-528-4516 is the number. Taking your calls. Now, I don't know if anyone saw that or heard it on the radio, but if you happen to be on Facebook, if you're my Facebook friend, you would have seen that I posted the interview I did along with Alex Schaefer and Stephen Higgins with KCRW. We were interviewed on the radio, and that link is on our Facebook page. And the subsequent show that we were involved in, I was talking about the plein air paintings, 100 plein air paintings we're working on. We don't quite have 100 yet, but we're working on that part. This is Spider-Man right now. And you see I'm putting Spider-Man all in just black. I'm blocking them in, and I haven't even attempted to do any real, I'm going to come back in with the red now next. But we're not there yet. I'm just kind of we're just sort of getting the feel of things here, A lot of times that's all you need to do. This is some other person here with the blonde hair. There's another person there. Oh, this is some writing here. Let's put that in. What is that, like a yellow? Kind of a yellowish. Now I'm using this little brush. It's not cutting it. Let's go to a smaller brush then. A bigger brush, that is. Switch it up. Go back up. Back up to a bigger brush. There you go. Bigger brush. Look at that. Okay. Somewhat better. Somewhat effective. There's this lady here. Let's give her a pink shirt. Head, purple hair. Back and forth, my friends, back and forth we go. This guy, let's get him, another guy here, another zombie. I guess there's zombies or something. I don't know what they're doing, what their agenda is. I think they're all after Spider-Man. Let me go back to the black line work. It's kind of getting a little hot in here. We thought winter was here. We thought winter came to Los Angeles, but it quickly left. Oh no! See, that's why I don't like. All right, we'll just have to pin you down. That'll be fine. We'll be all right. There's always something that. Gets in our way, but hopefully the fan is not going to do that here for us today. Because we're on a mission. Red. Let's get some. Let's go back to the red. Get some red here. Here and there. Can't wait for the red. Yeah, that's where we're going next. We're about. You're right, man. We need some red now. Let's go. Let's hit it all up with some red. Get the lettering in. Get Spiderman. You know, when they do printing, when they do print making, at least in the olden days, you would have plates of color, all of one color. Everything that was red would be red in a plate. I don't think they really do so much that anymore, but that's one way to go about, you know, approaching painting. It's definitely a way I like to go, is that you hit, you know, all the red areas and you just put red down. It's as simple. It's nothing too complicated than that. You know, you just do it. Now again, this is a cadmium red actually that I'm using, but it's a hue because I was being cheap, and you know, it's about maybe $15 cheaper than the real stuff. And I occasionally do buy the cheaper stuff because it is economical to some degree. It's, you know, it's cheaper, but you do sometimes pay a price in terms of not having the paint work for you, and it becomes more of a hindrance than actually anything else. So. There, let's get him. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. And where else is the red? Okay, we got to do the, well, there's the lettering too. Let's get some lettering. The red in the lettering, of course. It's going to pop. That's right. It is going to pop. Let's hope. Like I said, I would pop a little more if I had some better red, actual red. This is some phony red. But it's going to be all right, you know. We work with what we got. We got what, you know, that's what we got. That's what we got. That's what we're going to do. What can you do? What can you do? Okay, there's some writing there. And there was just a little bit of writing there. I don't know. Yellow. All right, I'm kind of getting chickening out a little bit. No, I'm not. I'm just kind of dancing around. I'm dancing around, and that's all right. I'm a big fan of doing the dance. The dance in terms of getting prepared for the detail, maybe the more delicate work. Work yourself into that as opposed to jumping in right away. I think you're better off mainly because let's put some yellow maybe and some white to that red. Maybe that might help. It kind of did. It needs something. That straight out of that tube red. Again, a lot of times these colors you need to dirty them up with something to get them to do something for you. And I think we're better off now actually by doing that. Otherwise it just sort of came off as black or too dark. So we knock it down with a little bit of white. That seems to be of help. Helps a lot. All right, there you go. There you go. We got a good start on this. I think we'll be able to finish this before our 12 o'clock show officially ends, which is kind of nice to do instead of going overtime. Okay, so let's see what else. Where is my? Okay, over here. Let's do this. $0.25. What else do we need? Oh, no. We don't need that. Maybe, oh, he's got the little Spiderman thing going on in his body suit. And the little eyes are pretty cool, aren't they? Yes. There's kind of a blue thing going on there too, right? Muscles. Let's see, what should we do next? Okay, well, let's go back to our lettering. So I started that lettering process, but I actually never got into it, did I? I found ways to avoid it, which that happens. Okay, but again, I'm kind of psyching myself out. But I'm in the right. I feel I can handle it now. Spider. Spider. Man. Okay, spider. Going backwards now. P and S. All right, that worked out all right. I didn't go overboard. I kind of planned that out just on the fly. We like that. It always feels good to be able to pull that one off. But, you know, a lot of times I just keep that in, even if it's wrong. Even if I didn't do it, I ran out of room or whatever. It's nice to just kind of keep the first attempt, if you can if you can handle it. Psychologically, can you handle that? Can you handle the imperfections of your life, of your painting? Can you handle it? And I say, yes, I can. Oh, you know what I need to do? I'm going to go back to the black because I didn't finish up the web. So let's get a little bit of a black going on here and do some web work. And we're not talking about the internet, we're talking about Spider-Man's web, believe it or not. Okay, so there's like a little bit of do. Okay, alrighty. Look at that. Whew. What do we do next? Oh, I know. I'm going to stay in my black, even though I should go back to the red, and I'm going to put the little shadow, black shadow. Because I want to, because I need to. It's talking to me. It's telling me what it wants it to be painted, where it needs to be painted. I am just a facilitator. I am just I'm in an out-of-body experience, and that's kind of, if you can get into an out-of-body experience as a painter, then and you're channeling, you know, somebody, something, some entity other than your logical self. That can be quite wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. It's a neat dimension. It doesn't have to be always rely or expect that or whatever. I find actually that can or does happen almost quite a bit towards the end of the process of you physically going to the trouble and painting for, you know, an hour or you know, because you're going through the motions, and then it starts to take over. It doesn't always, I find it doesn't happen, say, right at the very beginning, but as you get going with it, as things get going, things start to click. Break it up, break down. Things start to work. And you don't even have to analyze anything anymore. It flows. We're kind of in that mode right now a little bit. Also you've worked up, you got enough paint now so that you're not battling the paint as much as maybe you were initially. Another way to look at it. So maybe there's nothing supernatural about this at all. Maybe it is just strictly matter of fact. That's why it happens. Okay, rabbit teeth, you're right. Let's do the rabbit teeth. And the eyes. Where else is white? Okay, let's do the lettering up on the white up there, the Marvel Comics group. Let's do that. Ah. Choke. No, I just sort of, I'll tell you what, that thumbtack is in my face. Let's move it. Move it somewhere else. How are we doing with time? Well, we got about 12 more minutes. Can we pull it off? I don't know. I might not be able to. Might have to go over just a tad bit, which is fine. I didn't want to. I don't want to. I got things to do, you know. G-R-O-U-P. Okay, that is not exactly what I wanted it to do, but it's going to be fine. Spiderman. There's the code. The comics code. Is that really like an organization, that little stamp? I think that's just a joke, right? Is that really any true organization? Somehow I don't believe it is. Okay, there. What else do we need now? Let's go. Oh, let's go back to the lettering here with the red. And let's go. The amazing Okay. Oh, let's get the lettering, do some more lettering. Down there, some lettering. Oh, lettering up there. All right, we've still got more stuff to do. White. Let's get some white lettering for this part here. A lot of times it is, remember, it is the suggestion. Okay, let's see if we can get this bottom part here. It is the suggestion that really ultimately prevails. These are mind worms. Is that what that is? Math means the mind worm. All right, whatever. Doesn't matter if it makes any sense or not. We are basically coming down to the end here. We're ahead of schedule. 6 more minutes. Okay, we still could do some final touch-ups. clarifications. Put some faces on some of these guys here. Oh, that says fist. There's a guy's head here. Okay, there's another head here. There's some arms. That lady. Okay, give him some blonde, get some blonde hair going. Well, I think we did it. Just got enough of the information in. Okay, I see one more thing I want to do. I want to break that up somehow. Okay, I've got enough of the information to suggest what is going on where, and at the same time, we it is but you know, somehow we created something different too. At the same time, we simplified what is going on, and let's put this other head in there. And I'm a big fan of the simplification, if you can, if it's possible. Simplify your life through painting, or at least I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, there's some hair, more hair on there. I said I was done, and then I'm still messing with it. That's all right. Okay, that's it for us here on Let's Paint TV. I want to thank you all for being here. We did I painted another I painted a bad posture, ultimately, is what I'm referring to. We painted another comic book, part of our comic book week here at Let's Paint TV. Guys, thanks again for being here. We'll see you again tomorrow on Let's Paint TV. Bye-bye, everybody.